Minister of Finance to appear before the House of Reps ad hoc committee on petroleum subsidy. Management of the National Assembly warns staff against contravening the Oath of Secrecy Act. And later on the program,
actually utilized and the outcomes and results are actually commercially viable or utilized by the society.
A member representing Lantang North-South Federal Constituency of Plateau State will join me on the program. You're watching the Halo Chambers on TVC News. I am Tijesu Adeoye. Lawmakers insist the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning must appear before the ad hoc committee of petroleum subsidy regime. The committee members are shocked by the revelation from the minister that the country needs 6.7 billion naira for subsidy next year. The lawmakers insist the minister must provide documents supporting payment of petrol subsidy from 2013 till date.
Just recently, the Honourable Minister made an alarming statement that the country will require to forego a revenue of 6.7 trillion to service subsidy. That is not a joke. In the parliament here, you know what we do. Every year around, we sit with you to pass budget. And we know the pains the country passed through loans and other means to finance the budget. The 6.7 trillion required to be forgone by the country or to be borrowed in order to enable Nigerians, as put forward by the minister, to enjoy a cheaper energy, is about 40% higher than the overall capital budget of the country, the 2022 capital budget.
I am really seeking a middle ground here, Mr. Chairman, that they supply us every information we have requested from them. I don't know whether we should close our eyes to the fact that the head of these agencies or companies are not appearing before us, but we need those documents. And then, Mr. Chairman, it's also good to also let those that are not here now know that we have teeth to bite. Nigerians can't be paying trillions of monies that we don't have, trillions of naira that we don't have, to subsidize what we don't even know. The people that are taking out our crude oil to refine, that claim that are bringing back refined products, those that are disbursing the money.
The management of the National Assembly has warned its staff against contravening the 1962 Oath of Secrecy Act. This was the main topic for discussion at a 3-day workshop aimed at sensitizing staff on their ethical and behavioral responsibility. The clerk of the National Assembly says the Parliament plays an important role in strengthening democracy, and this can be enhanced with the training of parliamentary staff who are the vehicle for driving democracy.
Civil servants who perform their duties in the service contrary to the rules and regulations as stipulated in the civil service rules are said to have divided loyalty to the government or institution or constituted authority under which they work. Sadly, it's been noted that over the years, the attitudes and behavior of some civil servants in Nigeria's civil service, including the National Assembly, are not conducive to the efficient administration of the affairs of the service. Some of the factors responsible for the negative attitude of civil servants in the discharge of their duties include, among others, work ethics, values, ethnicity, conflict of interest, education, religion, and leaking of official secrets.
The legislature is vested with the power to make laws for the peace, for the order and good governance of the Federation. So it is also vested with investigative powers, financial powers, confirmation and as we all know, impeachment powers as well. So we will now see that it will not be out of place for me to use this occasion to remind us that the legislature is the symbol of democracy all over the world. So it is therefore pertinent and incumbent on all lovers of democracy and the dividends thereof.
We see training as the bedrock of activities and exercise that gives our staff the necessary impetus and techniques to perform and deliver seriously in the activities of the day-to-day running in the National Assembly. But I must say that training and retraining and every other aspect that associated with it cannot be overemphasized or underestimated. Let me give us one analogy. Training is seen as a way to put the necessary oil, water, and all equipment that will allow an engine to function.
Joining me now on the program is Honourable Beni Lar, Chairman, House Committee on Science and Technology. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Share with us your experience in the last 3 years as the Chairman, House Committee on Science and Technology.
Well, thank you for having me on this program. Thank you for that very interesting and good question. As you're very aware, technology is the way of the future. The world globally has embraced technology in every sphere of life. Nigeria is not left behind. What we're trying to do is to promote our own homegrown indigenous technology. As a chairperson of Committee on Science and Technology, I have the responsibility to legislate and ensure that the bills and laws of the various agencies and the sector are in consonance with modern times. Of course, we've done that. We have set up an innovation trust fund bill, and the bill has passed, and the bill is mainly to ensure that innovations, ideas in science and technology are supported by government funding. As you are well aware, funding is a very important component in ensuring that technology is actually, technology is actually utilized and the outcomes and results are actually commercially viable or utilized by the society. So we do have many agencies under the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology. We have, through the Space Technology Agency, been able to make a lot of impact in space technology. We've also done a lot in the Energy Commission, promoting renewable energy. We've done a lot with the NBTI, the Board for Technology Incubation, promoting entrepreneurs, developing their various ideas, adding value and promoting the ideas and making it commercially viable to create small-scale industries. And we've seen a boost in that. It helps to reduce unemployment. We also have the Raw Materials Agency, which for all imported raw materials that are used for processing, we try to grow our own instead of importing, being too reliant on importing all the raw materials needed for our manufacturing. The Raw Materials tries to partner with different businesses and companies in Nigeria to ensure that they produce their own technology. And I think it has paid off. There are a lot of partnerships where technology is being used to produce medicines, pharmaceuticals, goods, services, even cars now. You can see cars are being produced in Nigeria. Innoson And there are more cars, but some of them haven't become commercially viable yet. There's a lot that's being produced in Nigeria.
Tell us more about the Innovation Trust Fund bill, which you sponsored, and what is it bringing on board?
Well, the Innovation Trust Fund bill simply is a bill that makes funding accessible to young entrepreneurs. For instance, if you have an idea or you've undergone some training on maybe food processing, and you want to, let me say, you want to you want to produce something like, well, I'm from Jos, potatoes, and you want to make potato chips. The bill will make it, you know, be able to provide funding for you to make this come to be, which already the NBTI, the National Board for Technology Incubation, is responsible for. But this bill will make sure that if there are other ideas in technology, maybe you have something in engineering, something in computer technology, any field of technology that hasn't come to be already, for instance, hasn't been discovered, then this bill will make it possible for you to access money. So there are two types: those who already the research has been carried out, and there's a prototype available, and you want to, you know, an individual wants to take advantage of and make it commercially viable. The whole purpose is to grow the economy, because science and technology grows the economy at a very, you know, quick rate. For instance, you see computers now, and the use of many technology gadgets. A lot of these gadgets can be made here, but the issue we have in our own manufacturing, of course, is issues having to do with power in the power sector, issues having to do with manufacturing. Steel, for instance, is still imported. So the sector is interwoven. Science and technology does not exist in a vacuum. So these are just a few of the challenges. But still, having said that, you find that if a lot of you know, solar-powered panels are now manufactured in Nigeria through the MOU that's signed with NASS. You find that tricycles are manufactured in Nigeria, tractors are manufactured in Nigeria. A lot of agricultural equipment is manufactured in Nigeria, and so on and so forth. And this is very good that we have our own manufacturing base. I believe one day we can manufacture helicopters. And if you look at a country like Pakistan that manufactures its own armory and weapons, it's very, very encouraging, because Pakistan is also a third world country like us. And hopefully, I believe we'll get there soon.
And how long will Nigerians have to wait for this to become a reality?
Okay, well, thank you. Well, one of the things we have done in the Science and Technology Center is to ban the use of importation of some items and promote the use of local raw materials instead of importing. The Raw Materials Council has banned the importation of gypsum, and today we have cement factories producing cement across Nigeria, including Dangote, using gypsum locally produced, locally available in our own markets, unlike in the past when gypsum was mainly imported. Even plastic pellets now that are used by manufacturing industries are from Nigeria. Indorama and other companies don't import abroad. They use our own, they make plastic pellets from our own locally available plastic pellets in the manufacturing of plastics. And we also have a lot of other examples of our own homegrown technology. So we have, of course, you know, leather. Nigeria is one of the best forms of leather in the whole world. The leather we produce, is used, leather from hides and skin is used in many countries abroad. And we are now using it to manufacture our own shoes made in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians are wearing made in Nigeria shoes, bags, carry even hopefully designer bags.
What has been your assessment of the government's effort at growing the sector?
As far as technology is concerned, I think I am, because they have tried, the funding has increased, there's an improvement, and there's more awareness. We're not yet there. but definitely above average compared to what was there before now. And then also we have a lot of entrepreneurs who are into one type of businesses or the other, who are sponsored or trained by the NBTI, the National Board for Technology Incubation, which trains entrepreneurs in different skills for a period of 6 to 9 months, and then they label their products and package them for commercial use. So there's a lot of improvement and awareness in Nigeria of the need for us to use our own homegrown technology and materials to produce technology. We shouldn't be too dependent on foreign products, foreign goods and services when we have everything easily available in Nigeria.
The perception out there is that Nigeria imports virtually everything it consumes. So why are you scoring the government high in terms of technological innovations?
Yes, and I don't believe that Nigeria doesn't produce a stick of matches, because I've used matches produced in Nigeria. So there are issues, but unfortunately Nigerians prefer to consume foreign products. So how can our own local businesses grow when, for instance, a shoe or a pencil manufactured in Aba, Nigerians will still prefer to go and buy the one from UK or Europe or China? That is the problem. So the issue is not that we're not producing, but sometimes Nigerians are not patronizing their own. And you cannot remain in business if your own people are not patronizing you. That's the issue that you see most people. Go to Aba, go to Onitsha, go to even Lagos, just anywhere, even Kano. See what Nigerians are producing and you'll be amazed. But the issue is linking it with the markets. Sometimes more advertisement needs to be done, and sometimes local patronage. In fact, 80% of the cases of why Nigerian businesses do not thrive is because Nigerians always prefer the foreign-made goods. Take example, a woman in the village. Our textiles are closed right now, but when one or two of them, I believe, are working. But let's say there's a made in Nigeria wrapper, which we all know there is, made in Nigeria, made in Ghana. Women still prefer to buy the, is it made in Switzerland or Austria? So that's not good that we always have this appetite for. Whereas when you go to other countries, most of them consume what is produced in their countries, and that helps the economy to grow. And the markets in that country will thrive, the local markets and local entrepreneurs. A good example is the issue of rice manufacturing. Now a lot of rice is manufactured in Nigeria, and the rice farmers are doing quite well, which is good for this nation. Can you imagine if all of our rice was imported? Would that not be a major setback for the country? So I think government, yes, needs to do more of playing an enabling role for technology, because still, I would say on a scale of 1 to 100, I'll say government has done about 40%. So, but in the past, it wasn't this good. It was maybe 10 or 20%, but now it's about 40%. So government needs to do more. With that little push, we will get there.
You're one of the longest serving members of the House of Representatives. Tell us how it has been for you, especially as a woman.
How easy or how difficult? A mixture of both. It's been a very interesting journey. It's been very fulfilling. It's been rich. It's one majorly born out of trust. This slogan, this slogan that people usually talk about, tried, tested, it goes a long way. The first time I ran for the elections, I lost. But after I won, my constituency got to know me. And I think by the special grace of God, it has been a joy and a privilege to have served the people of Lantern North and South and Plateau State for the 4th time. And by the grace of God, I'll be going in for the 5th time. It hasn't been an easy journey, of course. As a woman, you face a lot more challenges because you have to prove yourself twice as hard. You have to work harder than even the men for your voice to be heard, for you to be taken seriously, and for your achievements to be felt. But I thank God that to a large extent, God has enabled me. I've been able to do a lot that the people have felt the impact. Once people feel the impact of a legislator, it's easy for them to trust that legislator and vote back that person. In my constituency, vote buying doesn't work. If they don't like you or they don't want you for any reason, vote buying doesn't work. You can't sell their conscience. People vote what they want, and I'm very happy that a lot of our elected officials in that constituency normally do their best when elected. And I also thank God that that constituency has produced 2 female members of the House of Assembly with my support. But now it's been very challenging, and that's why I want to stress the importance of having this constitutional amendment for women. Women need special seats because women have a voice, women have a role to play, and women also have everything it takes to occupy the political space and do it in a way that will bring effective leadership and transformation. I think one of the issues that is wrong with this country is that we don't have enough women in leadership and we don't have enough women in positions. We will see improved governance, quality of life, the quality of life of the average Nigerian will change if we have women. I pray one day Nigeria will vote a woman as the president of Nigeria, and we'll see the difference, I'm sure.
Could it be that you are enjoying the political influence of your late dad?
Yes, my father played a wonderful role. Thank you very much. My dad, the late Chief Solomon Lar, was a man of the people. He was a lover of the people, a strong advocate for democracy, and he fought many political battles to get Nigeria where Nigeria is today. He single-handedly delivered the letter to Abacha to tell Abacha to leave. He had told my mother that he may not come back alive, and he had bid her goodbye when Abacha sent for him to come and meet him after delivering the letter. He knew that that could be his last day on earth after meeting Abacha, but fortunately for my mother, and I'll say for us, the day as he was driving to go in to see Abacha, there was an announcement that Abacha had died, and so of course he couldn't. That was his saving grace. Otherwise, he may have gone the way of the other, Abiola and the others. He was behind Abiola. He was very strongly behind Abiola and Kingibe, and that's why the convention held in Jos. He has been a strong promoter of democracy and, of course, the first founding chairman of the PDP. He influenced my life greatly.
Plateau State is one of the states currently hit by insecurity. What more can the government do to check the rising tides of violence, killings, and kidnappings for ransom?
Well, thank you very much. I just want to say that I think there's insecurity all over the nation. What we need to do is to be prayerful, to be watchful, and to be vigilant, and to report anything that you see that is suspicious to the authorities. I believe that these are delicate issues, but we as a National Assembly will do our best to ensure that the lives and properties of Nigerians are protected.
Would you suggest that Nigeria seeks foreign assistance to tame the monster called banditry and terrorism?
I believe we can handle everything in Nigeria. I am a strong believer in our country and our ability to overcome any challenge. Nigerians are strong, they're resilient. When Nigerians work in other nations, they get to the top, and there's a reason for that. It's in our genes to excel and to do good. I think what we need to do is an inward review and to take the challenges ahead of us more seriously.
So what is your assessment of the government's effort at securing the country and keeping citizens safe?
Well, the issue of inflation has actually spiraled out of control. Although this has been an issue that is worldwide, the one in Nigeria seems to have gone beyond the roof. I think we in the National Assembly, when we come back, we need to have a total overhaul and a review of the economic system, our policies. We need to engage the central bank, ask them, why is our currency, why is the naira to the dollar so high? It's very difficult to work and to carry on businesses in a situation where the value of the naira to the dollar in a country that relies heavily on importation is so high. And then, of course, the challenges on the issue of power. We also need to talk to that sector So I think we as legislators, when we come back, we have to keep on engaging the sectors. We do that, but we have to keep doing it more and more. Because we have to make sure that our nation grows and overcomes all these challenges. But these challenges will come and go, I believe so. But it has to be with the right government and the right government policies.
Let's end this interview with a peep into the impact your representation has brought to your constituents.
Well, the impact I've been able to make with my constituents over the years is, by God's grace, better. The impact I've been able to make with my constituents over the years is, by the grace of God, better infrastructure, speaking up for them in terms of crisis, being there to ensure that the constituents are empowered educationally, empowered humanly, socially and otherwise. And then, of course, to make sure that education which is the bane of our society, that every child stays in school and remains in school, and that the constituents are very, very politically aware of what is going on so that they vote wisely. And we're trying to make sure now that the constituents vote wisely and vote in a way that will help this nation to change and bring about the next set of leaders to bring about the next, to bring about change in our country.
That is all we have time for on the program today. You can watch a repeat broadcast of the program at 7 a.m. on Sunday. You can also see this episode again on TVC News YouTube channel. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. I am Tijesu Adeoye. See you next time.